Booktube, it's Brecky from Brecky Writes, and this is Brecky Reads. Top 5 Wednesday was started by Lainey from Ginger Reads Lainey. I will link her channel and the Goodreads page down in the description. This week, top 5 fandoms. Number 5, Star Wars. I love Star Wars. I've gone to see The Force Awakens twice, once in 3D, once sort of in regular screening. I've seen all the originals, episodes 4 through 6, like dozens of times. I've seen the prequels. They're not my favorite, but I don't mind them, and I just love the Star Wars fandom. Star Wars fans are super committed fans. They cosplay. You can grow up in a house full of people cosplaying. I didn't grow up in that house, but I have been a Star Wars fan since I was a little kid. But because of my dad's love of Harrison Ford, I have inherited a love for Star Wars. I love the world. I love the fact that it's like a science fiction story, except the science doesn't always hold up. I love the Force. I love that the Jedi are based on the Jesuit, like, religious order. I love that people are like Jedis in their religion. Like, it's a religion in the United States now. I love Star Wars, although I've never really cosplayed it and I've never like gone out in public except for in the 6th grade when I was Princess Leia at a Halloween party. But I still super love Star Wars. Number 4, Doctor Who. So I am a Whovian. Like, dyed in the wool, forever and ever, amen, Whovian. Moffat is leaving! I kind of have some non-fiction books on Doctor Who. Like, philosophy in Doctor Who and theology in Doctor Who. I'm published in one of these books, in case you're curious. I love the fact that Doctor Who is both a kid's show and a really deep show that discusses, like, important philosophical quandaries. Like, what does it mean to be human? And what does it mean to be evil? And what does it mean to advance as a civilization? And are we really advancing? I love the fact that his enemies are sort of stripped of their humanity, and that the Doctor goes through time and space without a weapon, without a gun, but with his intellect and a sonic screwdriver, which is kind of like an all-purpose tool to like solve all the problems ever. I love that in the fandom, Whovians are engaged in some of the best conversations about what it means to live a moral life and what the ethics of a Doctor are, and also his impossible adventures. I love that the majority of his companions are these feisty, independent women, and some men, I guess. I love that it also has fairy tale qualities, and I love the dedication of the fans. I just don't have enough words to express how much I really love Doctor Who. I am excited for where it's gonna go. I am excited about the new head writer. Whovian for life. Number 3, this is my newest fandom. This fandom I've sort of just like fallen headfirst into, kind of by accident, but mostly because they're sort of taken over the internet, mostly Booktube and Bookler, but that would be the Shadowhunters fandom. The art and the creativity that has come out of fans of Cassandra Clare's novels is incredible. I have not seen the quality of work in many other fandoms. There's a lot of love that goes into the Shadowhunter series, and I think the first book was only published in like 2007, so it's not even a decade old, and yet this fandom is just massive. I haven't seen the movie or the TV show, but I have read all of the Infernal Devices and I'm halfway through the Mortal Instruments, and I love how much people love these characters. People are exploring the side worlds, and people are just really invested in what it means for there to be Nephilim and demons and downworlders, and what that all looks like, and the morality of it, and just the bigness of it. It's my newest fandom, and it's probably the fandom I know the least amount about, but I have so enjoyed getting to know the Shadowhunter fandom. Number 2, no fandom list for somebody in their late 20s could be complete without Harry Potter. Harry Potter was my first real, I chose it myself fandom. I love Harry Potter. I will say I don't read a ton of fan fiction, that's just like a personal choice, but I love Marauders fan fiction, what I've read of it, but I am hungry for some Founding of Hogwarts fan fiction. Like, if you know of fan fiction about how Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw and Slytherin and Gryffindor all got together to decide to like create Hogwarts and then like explain why the Bloody Baron killed the Grey Lady and so on and so forth, like, I want to know all the things. So I would love that. And the Harry Potter community are some of the most awesome human beings. The Harry Potter Alliance raises money to help people. They're united because they love the Harry Potter books and they're doing good. Like, they're decreasing world suck because of Harry Potter. How much more do you want from a fandom? That's amazing. My number 1 fandom is perhaps the strangest fandom, and it's one that I was kind of born into, and that is living history reenacting. My family primarily does the decade of the 1840s, but our historical period spans from 1740 to 1840 roughly, except we never did military stuff. Everything we did was called the rendezvous, which kind of celebrated the fur trappers and the people moving west. So imagine me dressed up like Laura Ingalls, sleeping in a giant white canvas tent for like a week at a time. In high school, I became obsessed. We called them thread counters, and I became one of these people that wanted to know how my cloth was being dyed, whether or not we were using the right kinds of cotton thread. I wanted to learn how to make my own stays or corsets of that era. None of that hoop skirt nonsense. I was really interested in how you would use herbal remedies and medicine, how you would cook and cast iron over an open fire. It was like such an obsession for me and such an odd thing to be really into, mostly because I was one of the youngest people that was really active in the reenacting community. I learned archery and I competed in black powder rifle shooting events. I loved everything about going camping, being away with my family, meeting all these people from across the United States, and celebrating history. There were some really troublesome parts of this reenacting community, like rampant racism and sexism and homophobia. And I'm not really involved anymore, but it's something that I loved and shaped me, and I would be really interested in joining into a new reenacting community. I live on the West Coast now, and most of the reenacting stuff is like Gold Rush era, and that's not my jam. But maybe if I move back east, I could do like a Revolutionary War community. Those tend to be a little bit more, you know, inclusive. Those are my top 5 fandoms. They're kind of odd and random. What are your top 5 fandoms? What are fandoms that you sort of have been in? What are fandoms that you've left? What does it mean to belong to a fandom that isn't related to books or movies, since so many fandoms are? Let me know in the comments. Bye!